the sun, so made me call. Swear I won't complain no more. Doesn't matter if we're rich or poor. Found out that we don't live to die, even though there is no reason why. Don't worry, Mom, 'cause I'm not afraid. still, followed by millions of dumbfounded dipshits, and some say the end is near. Some say we'll see Armageddon soon. Certainly hope we will. I sure could use a vacation from this stupid shit, silly shit, stupid shit. One great big festering neon distraction. I've a suggestion to keep you all occupied. Learn to swim, learn to swim, learn to swim. Mom's gonna fix it all soon. Mom's coming round to put it back the way it ought to be. Gun-toting hip gangster wannabes. Yeah, fuck retro anything, fuck your tattoos. Fuck all you junkies and fuck your short memory. Yeah, fuck smiley glad-hands with hidden agendas. Fuck these dysfunctional, insecure actresses. I'm praying for rain. I'm praying for tidal wave. I wanna see the ground give way. I wanna watch it all go down. Mom, please flush it all away. I wanna see it go right in down. I wanna watch it go right in. Watch you flush it all away. Yeah, time to bring it down again. Yeah, don't just call me Anthony. Try and read between the lines. Yeah, I can't imagine why you wouldn't welcome any change, my friend. I wanna see it come down, bring it down, suck it down, flush it down.
Yeah, good morning and that, but it's Uncle Lou here, though. Yeah, that's right. It's me, Uncle Lou, live for you on LouTube today. Thanks for watching. Welcome to Uncle Lou After Dark, the college football call-in show. We do this every Tuesday and Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, year-round. There's no off-season here. There's just a part of the season where we don't have any games, and that's where we are right now, at least for another 60 days, basically. College football will be here before you know it. Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Don't forget about the morning show every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at 8 a.m. And Uncle Lou, the Lunch Money Show with me and Pigskin Pete. If you haven't seen the Lunch Money Show, what are you doing? You should be watching it every Monday night at 10. with me and Pigskin Pete. And as soon as the season starts, we'll bring the College Game Day show back Saturday morning at 9 a.m. That's the live show schedule. Shout out to everybody for tuning in tonight. Tiger Cat, Tiger Fanatic, the Ghost of Judah Tribe, who's a flat earther, by the way. So make of that what you will. Jerome Pruitt, Florida Boy is here. Must be the son of Florida Man. He's a Florida man, Lou! It has to be. Scott Purr is here. Albert Sancho. Melissa, Andrew Shepard Keys. Appreciate all of you tuning in. Super chat at the bottom of the comments section if you want to support the show. Or the PayPal link for those of you that don't mind doing that. Make sure Uncle Lou gets 100% of your support without YouTube stealing half. There you go. All right, the phone number, 706-786-4481, 706-786-4481. Phone lines are full, so let's get right to it. Good morning, but you're on with Uncle Lou, though.
Yo, what's up, dude?
What's up?
Yeah, I was just watching the Haas game. This thing's getting ugly, but I just want to say that I'm thinking about starting a YouTube channel. I feel like I have good insight. And I kind of want to do like some of the same stuff you do. Do you like have any advice?
Yeah, start yesterday. Quit waiting.
Oh yeah, because like I just need to know like what's the best way to get a DUI.
I wouldn't have any way of knowing. You'd have to ask your dad.
Yeah, you would.
Or is that me? Am I your dad? Maybe I'm your dad. It's possible. It's possible. Good morning, you're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, Lou. It's Nate the Great.
Nate the Great, what's up, buddy?
Not much, man. I'm just bored right now. I don't know what to do, but actually, I'm not bored anymore because I called in your show. I want to talk about the Mississippi State win over Vandy in baseball. And they won their first national championship. Congrats to them.
About time. It's about time, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I'm really glad for them because they deserved it.
Weren't they the only Power 5 program that had never won a national championship in anything?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's just Mississippi State. I don't know about Akron though. Just kidding. Yeah, I just want to say congrats to Mississippi State because I was watching the whole thing. It was a complete blowout though. It was like 9-0 or something. And Danny, I'm sorry for your loss, but Mississippi State had to get that win. But yep, that's all I was going to say.
All right, thanks for the call, Nate. Good to hear from you. Thank God someone updated us on college baseball. Appreciate that. Good morning, you're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, good morning, Uncle Lou. It's Dylan calling in. How you doing tonight?
Hey, Dylan, what's going on, buddy?
Not much. Yeah, Nate's right. I see that the fake Bulldogs won last night.
Are you going to talk baseball? If so, I'm going to move on to the next caller.
Yeah. I was talking about the game from last night. But you know how you call them the fake Bulldogs because they're not like Georgia or something like that.
Okay. Thank you for the call. This is a college football show, and my interest in college, but it would be impossible for me to care any less about college baseball. Good morning, you're on with Uncle Lou. I don't know why you would wait on hold for that, but good job. Good morning, you're on with Uncle Lou.
Uncle Lou, what's up, man? It's Sippy.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
You know I'm the big Southern Miss fan around here.
That's right.
I do want to touch base with you. It's more so about the money ball or whatever people are calling it. For a small school guy, man, talk me up. Make me feel good that now that players are able to get paid, that there's still hope for old Southern Miss down here in the South.
Yeah, I don't really know how the size of your school has anything to do with the name, image, and likeness law.
Do you think that guys are, even if they're a backup, do you still think that guys could, that would go to say, basically what was happening was there was big guys that, could have went to Alabama, could have went to Mississippi State, but they weren't going to get a lot of playing time. So we ended up getting some of those guys in those recent years just because they wanted some playing time. But now with the money thing, being able to be sponsored and stuff like that, who the heck's going to sponsor a Southern Miss player, man? Come on.
Well, I would assume the same
And
types
then
of people
on top
that
of
would
that-
sponsor anybody else.
And on top of that, I live in Louisiana, so I really don't have a dog in the fight. But everyone that I do, I do the little Southern Miss YouTube. But everyone on there has messaged me and said, "Oh man, you should go for Mississippi State because they're in Mississippi." Do you believe that say Georgia wasn't in it, but Georgia Southern or something like that was in a freaking tennis national championship? Do you think that just because you're from Georgia, you should go for a Georgia team in a national championship? Simple yes or no is all I need.
Well, I guess it depends who's playing. I mean, I'm not an NFL fan, but when I watch the Super Bowl, I pick a team to root for. So if I was going to watch a tennis championship, first of all, I wouldn't watch a tennis championship, but if I did, I would pick a team to root for. And if it was Georgia Southern against some team I didn't care about, I'd probably pick Georgia Southern.
Oh, fair enough.
Instead of the other team.
But I'm being shamed because I'm not rooting for Mississippi State because I'm a Southern Miss fan, and that don't make no doggone sense to me. But as always, Southern Miss to the top. Thanks for taking my call, brother.
Yeah, thank you. It was good to hear from you. Good morning, you're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, Lou, this is Lou's official White Gorilla mask. How's it going?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Not much. I used to call in. I've been watching you since 2016. I used to call into your real early not call-in shows.
Oh, okay.
It's been a while. My work schedule hasn't allowed me to do it lately.
Yeah.
But just got a couple questions. I'm a Georgia fan just like you. I was really excited when they hired Kirby. But I've got a concern. I got a lot of friends that are Michigan fans, and they mention this to me a lot. And I know there's a big difference, but I'm afraid if we lose that game in a championship setting or a regular season to Alabama, that we're going to get on the road that Michigan is with Ohio State. And it's not going to be that we're not good enough or don't have the coaches or players to beat them. It's just we're going to go in that game every year with that mindset, with that we've lost 5 years past. And it's just,
well, because we don't play Alabama every year, there's players on the team every year that have never played Alabama, so they wouldn't necessarily have that mindset heading into the game. It's kind of different with Michigan and Ohio State. They play every year.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's a rivalry game.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of why I'm disagreeing with them a lot of times. But we will end up playing them, I think, at least every other year on the tracks that both teams are. I would hope so.
Yeah.
I would hope we get to play them all.
And Ohio State's just a way better team than Michigan every single year. Alabama was probably better than Georgia last year. They weren't better than Georgia in 17 or 18.
I totally agree. And another question I have is back when I used to call in a lot, I remember you arguing with this guy called himself the ultimate troll. What happened to that guy?
His mother permanently banned him from the internet.
He was an Auburn fan.
Yeah.
Oh, I watch every one of your shows, always the morning after. I never get to watch them live hardly, but now I finally got a schedule where I'm not getting up as early every morning, but I've been watching every one of your shows since 2016. Doing a great job, man.
I appreciate that.
Season, come a lot faster than what it used to feel like. So I appreciate it, man. Keep up the good work.
All right.
Calling in again.
Yeah, it was good to hear from you again. Thanks for calling in and thanks for the kind words. Yeah, that's the goal of all these off-season shows and videos is to try to get it to go by a little bit quicker. It works for me, but I can't ever tell us if it's because I'm doing it all the time or what. So, but I have heard people tell me that too. So appreciate the kind words. Brian Biak, thank you for hitting the super chat at top of the show, sir. He says it's that red and black wearing 1980 dirty dog petting, ginger beer drinking, slow Mustang driving, longest college football call-in show hosting, YouTube and son of a gun, Uncle Lou. That's right. It is. It's me, Uncle Lou, live for you on LouTube today. Thank you for the super chat, sir. Lou's official white gorilla mask, what just called in. Thank you for the super chat. And Wilkie, thank you for the super chat. He says, do you think more players 4th round and back will come back because of players allowed to be paid, players not opt out? I think there's a better chance of less players opting out, because if you sign a contract, take whatever sponsor you want to say is sponsoring some player, that sponsor can put in the contract, you have to play every game that you're available to play. So, barring injury, no opting out. They could put that in the contract. Will they? I don't know. As far as more players coming back, that I'm not sure about. I mean, I don't think there's going to be very many 4th, 5th, 6th round draft picks who are being paid hundreds of thousands of dollars by anybody to stay in college. I mean, not very many players per team are going to get paid, in my opinion. Is there anybody lining up to sponsor Georgia's backup field goal kicker? I don't think it's going to be very many people per team who get put in commercials and stuff like that. I just don't see it. I don't see it. There's only a handful of NFL players that you ever see in a commercial. I mean, it's not that many if you think about it. So I don't think there's going to be very many players per team that are getting paid to endorse things or be in commercials or sign autographs or whatever you want to say. And I think there's even less people on a team who are potential 4th, 5th, or 6th round picks that people are putting in commercials. I mean, take last year in college football for an example. Who would you have paid to put in a commercial last year? Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, Mac Jones, maybe a couple other Alabama players. I mean, in other words, the list isn't that long. So I don't know how much of an effect it's going to have on players staying in school instead of getting drafted in the 4th round. They'll get way more money by being drafted in the 4th round than they would by doing a car commercial down the street for $6,000 or whatever. It could affect the opt-outs, though, if the sponsor puts in the contract that they can't opt out of games. But there's no real way to know, of course. Sean D., thank you for hitting the PayPal link. It says, happy 4th of July. Go Irish. Great show and good preview on Notre Dame. Thank you, sir. A lot of disagreement on the record with Notre Dame. I get that. But I think most of my feelings expressed about Notre Dame in that video, I think were pretty accurate. Losing 9 of your offensive starters, losing entire offensive line. I do think Southern Cal is a good team this year. I do think Cincinnati is a good team. I do think North Carolina is a good team. And I do think Wisconsin's a good team. So I could see Notre Dame losing those games. Will they lose them all? I don't know. That's just my prediction. I've been wrong once before. But only once. Thank you for hitting the PayPal link, sir. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Oh, how's it going, Uncle Lou?
It's going great.
It's Jim from Georgia.
Hey, what's up, Jim?
So I want to get your opinion on something. So, the most average, painfully average quarterback in college football history just, decide to help himself. He just helped himself, got on the train before everybody else, it seems like, to Milo's deal.
Who?
Bo Nix
Has a what deal?
has a Milo sweet tea deal. He hopped on the train before everybody else, and the Sam Howell, the North Carolina QB, he like commented and said dang, this dude done helped himself like real quick. he got on the train early.
He signed a sponsorship deal with Milo's Sweet Tea.
Yep.
That's amazing. How much did that pay him?
I don't know. Maybe he gets some free sweet teas.
Maybe. I mean, Milo's is good sweet tea. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. I don't like the yellow top. I do like the red top, though.
Yeah, that's the sweet tea.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for the call and reporting that groundbreaking news about Bo Nix Milo's sweet tea. It's unbelievable. Let's see if this says what he got paid. I don't see it. I don't see the amount. Milo's sweet tea. Good morning, you're on with Uncle Lou. Going once. Going twice. Gone. Thank you for your participation. Good morning, you're on with Uncle Lou.
Morning, Lou. It's Thomas Pimentel.
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
Section.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I don't know if you've heard, if you've seen, but there was a lunatic ESPN analyst the other day they're saying the Big 12 is likely to get 2 playoff teams in the SEC.
I saw that.
Which I think is completely ridiculous.
That was Heather Dinich.
And I, for one, am tired of Big 12 fans bragging about how they went undefeated during the last bowl season and why that makes them the best conference. So I'm here right now just to tell everyone, months before it happens, that after Alabama and Georgia make the playoff this year, Texas A&M is going to play a Big 12 team in the Sugar Bowl, and we are going to win 70-0, or probably score even greater than that. So I, for one, hope it's the short ones that we play, but you heard it here first. All right, and that's all I have to say. Have a good morning.
Thank you for the call. The man's predicting Texas A&M to beat a Big 12 team in a Sugar Bowl 70-0. Bold prediction. Bold prediction. Could the Big 12 get 2 teams in? Of course. Is it likely to happen? No. I wouldn't bet $1 on it. But, I mean, anything's possible. We've seen 2 teams get in before, from the SEC, not from the Big 12. But, I get it that Iowa State's going to be pretty good, but I think Iowa State will probably lose twice this year to Oklahoma. And a 2-loss Big 12 title game loser is not getting into playoffs. Speaking of name, image, and likeness, did you see Kendall Milton's clothing line? No, I did not see Kendall Milton's clothing line. Thank you for the super chat. I mean, for the PayPal, though, sir. But no, I did not see Kendall Milton's clothing line. Dylan Deloney, thank you for the super chat. He says, wanna bet the spread on versus Bama. Yeah, I'll take Bama. Let me know how much you want to bet. Lou's official white gorilla mask. Thank you for the super chat. He says, Megan Mullen gave me an STD that the CDC still can't identify. Thoughts and prayers, please. Yeah, thoughts and prayers for Lou's Lou's official white gorilla mask. Thank you for the thank you for the super chat. Georgia Forever, thank you for the super chats. I just want to support the show. I appreciate that, sir. Thank you. That means a lot. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, Uncle Lou. How are you doing?
Doing great.
I'm a Florida fan, and I just want to give out all the respect. You know, you got a great viewpoint. You don't trash on other teams, and you just got like great respect in other teams from a great, you know, like I said, a viewpoint. But I just got a quick question for you because I just found out your channel about a week ago, and just want to ask a quick question. What do you think the possibilities are with the Florida Gators, at least being able to perform a good spread option with the new transfer from Clemson to Marcus Bowman with either Emory Jones or Anthony Richardson at the University of Florida?
I'm not very high on Florida's quarterback situation this year. So, Emory Jones has been there a long time. I'm assuming it's his turn to start. We'll see. He hasn't looked that good to me in the little bit of time that he has played over the last couple of years. And, there's not a whole lot of experienced weapons on that offense for him to get the ball to either. So I
agree.
I don't expect a big year from the Florida quarterback, no matter who it is.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I was expecting, like a spread option. It'd be a complete different change because Emory's not really big on throwing it. He can throw it, but he's just not really good with the accuracy, but he can run it.
Right.
The same goes for Richardson, but he hasn't really seen the field too often. So I just, wanted to hear your opinion, but I got to go. Just wanted to ask you that quick question.
Okay, thank you for the call. Good luck to your Gators this year. I just, they just lost so much of that offense. It's hard to, even if you buy into the idea that Dan Mullen is some kind of an offensive genius, it's just hard to imagine Florida's offense not taking a big step back in 2021. It's just hard to imagine that. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, Lou, I need your advice, sir.
Well, you came to the right place.
Well, I pooped my pants today, so what do I need to do?
You did what?
I pooped my pants.
Oh, you don't need to do anything at all. It sounds pretty normal for you. Probably happens on a daily basis. Thank you for the call. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
What's going on, Unc?
What's up, buddy?
Oh, hanging in like a hair in a biscuit. Okay, so I wanted to stir up a little controversy, kind of stir the pot a little bit. Is that all right?
Sure.
All right. Todd Gurley has been in the NFL since what, 2015?
Yes.
Okay, so right now he's a free agent. Don't know if he's going to get picked up by any team. But if Todd Gurley was to retire today, do you think in the short body of work that he has would be eligible to go to the Pro Football Hall of Fame? Maybe not a first ballot, but somewhere.
Well, every player is eligible, but Todd Gurley's not a Hall of Fame player, no.
I mean, he had 3 Pro Bowls out of his 5-year career. And if I'm not mistaken, don't they look at like the quality of the time of the work that you had versus the longevity of it?
They can look at anything they want. I mean, it's voted on by a panel of people. There's no, it's completely subjective. So they can vote. They can look at anything when they want to go to vote. But no, no, I don't. Todd Gurley has not had a Hall of Fame career.
Okay, appreciate you. Have a good night. Happy 4th.
All right, thank you for the call, sir. Look, I love Todd Gurley. He's one of my favorite Georgia players ever. He's not a Hall of Famer in the NFL. I mean, come on. At least I don't think he is. The Ghost of Judah Tribe, thank you for the super chat. He says, Earth is flat and Carl Nassib loves you all. Oh, that's right. I forgot you're homophobic, too. Forgot about that. Yeah, you're a flat earther who's scared to death of gay people. Lou's official white gorilla mask. Thank you again for the super chat. Sleeta's cringe level is as high as Lance from Jasper. Oh my God, is he losing his mind over there because the Hawks are getting beat again? They're down by 15 with 6 minutes to go. Not looking good for the Hawks today. Good morning, you're on with Uncle Lou.
Seattle. Hello?
Hello?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Just doing a call-in show.
Yeah, man, I love your show. I watch it all the time.
Great, thank you. Turn that down in the
So,
background and talk
like
to me on the
boys?
phone. Turn that down in the background and talk to me on the phone.
Hey, man, that's you.
Turn it down. It's not a suggestion.
I did. I turned it down.
All right, now do your troll job and move on. Go ahead.
I'm not trolling you.
Of course you are.
Talk to you.
Do your troll job and move on. I'm giving you the time. I'm giving you time to do it. Go ahead. Don't back out now.
So, like, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
I just want to know about you.
Okay, thank you. You had more than enough time to do whatever troll job it was you called in to do. It's not my fault you got a case of the hush mouth. You're probably nervous just talking to me. It's understandable. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Uncle Lou, how's it going tonight, sir?
Going great.
All right, so I want to talk about Dabo Swinney and the comment he made about he's going to quit coaching if players are legally allowed to be paid. Do you think he's going to quit?
No.
After all that?
No. Per usual, he's full of shit. He's not quitting.
Of course he is. He's just a crybaby about everything. The SEC still hates him. No doubt about that.
The SEC hates him, you said?
Yeah, the SEC still hates him.
Oh, okay.
Which they do. He's the most hateable coach in college football, behind Nick Saban. Anyways, have a good night, Uncle Lou.
Yeah, thank you for the call. I appreciate that. 706-786-4481 is the number if you want to be on the show. 706-786-4481. Judah Tribe, you can keep your homophobia over there on your channel. We don't do that here. We're not scared of people here. Okay? We won't go over to your channel and make fun of you for being black, and you're not going to come over here and make fun of gay people. It's just not going to happen. White Gorilla Mask, thank you again. He says, good to see a birds are not real account. I used to tell you all that all the time when I was the original McElwain Shark. Go to birdsaren'treal.com. We talked about that. We talked about that for 2 hours on the morning show this morning. Gorilla Mask. We talked all about the Birds Aren't Real movement. Showed all their videos, put their website up, the whole thing. What happened to the morning show? What is it not? I don't know. You tell me. What happened to it? What do you mean? Did it get taken down? Oh, must have got taken down for copyright. Let me pull my email up and see what they took it down for. I see you on hold. I'll get to you in just 1 second. I don't know. I don't know which song it was. Anytime a live show gets taken down, it's because one of the songs I used, whoever owns it, takes it down. $111-94, 5 minutes to go in the game now. So still not looking good for the Hawks. Still not looking good for the Hawks. Good morning, you're on with Uncle Lou.
Hello?
Hello?
How you doing, Uncle Lou? Just a quick question. My name is Maurice Smith. I'm all the way down here in Florida, and I'm a Georgia fan. And just one quick question. Out of the entire talented backfield that we have as far as the Georgia Bulldogs, do you think it's possible that Kendall Milton finally breaks out and leads the pack as far as the talented backfield that we have?
I do think he's the best running back on the team. I'm sure we're going to continue to split the carries up between him, Zeus, and James Cook, and maybe even a little bit of Kenny McIntosh. But I do think overall Kendall Milton's the best running back on the team.
I totally agree. I think the hamstring last year definitely held him back a little bit, as far as his progression.
Yeah.
But I think, like, he definitely, for the little bit of time that he did step on the field, he definitely flashed like that 5-star caliber that everyone read about or 247 preached about. And he, my opinion, was definitely the better talented back. And, the big game down there in Tuscaloosa, it was a hard game, but I think he definitely flashed like future greatness. Everyone keeps comparing him to Nick Chubb, but I get that, as far as his ability to break tackles, but I don't think that's a good comparison. If I had to compare him to someone, I think as far as a pure runner, Najee Harris will probably be a good comparison, as far as the body type and the lean as far as running between the tackles and being able to break the tackles.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when you look at the running backs Georgia has now, I mean, going back to 2012, we've had a string of great running backs with, Todd Gurley, Nick Chubb, Sony Michel, DeAndre Swift. I don't think Zeus, right, James Cook, or Kenny McIntosh is on any of their levels. I think if there's a running back on the team right now that can be as good as any of those guys, it's Kendall Milton.
I totally agree. Thanks, Uncle Lou, for your time, and go Dogs.
Yeah, go Dogs. Thank you for the call. Appreciate it. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Great show as usual, Lucas. Golden Blue Dude, a.k.a. Golden Blue Man.
What's up, buddy?
Not much. I was wanting to get in on the morning show, but, my schedule didn't allow it. If you want me on another show, just holler at me. Anyways, it's kind of weird for me to admit this because it's been a while, but to me, it looks like Georgia's going to have a better passing game than a running game. That's got to be exciting in Athens. I'm not a Georgia fan. How exciting is that for you? I mean, I know y'all relied on the run game. Y'all like running the ball. But that's got to be exciting to know that you actually have a really, really good passing game this year.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've been looking for that for a long, long time. I mean, I do think we're in a better position right now throwing the ball than we have been in a long time, at least since Aaron Murray.
At least a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And, I've made no bones about it. I do think Georgia will win the SEC, and I've been called crazy because I think that Alabama will end up with 2 losses. What I look at when I see their schedule is the back-to-back Ole Miss at Texas A&M. There's a loss in one of those games. I doubt it's the home game, so I'm going to say the road game to Texas A&M. And then I think they lose to Georgia in the SEC championship. Now, I know Alabama reloads every year, year after year, but they don't win the title every year. They do have a slightly down year every once in a while. I think this is that year.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of years ago, they lost a couple of regular season games, missed the playoffs for the first time. Ended up in a New Year's no, not even a New Year's Six bowl. They didn't even make a New Year's Six bowl. I mean, they played in the Citrus Bowl a couple of years ago. So I mean,
they finished like number 12, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I mean, it's not completely unheard of. As far as picking Georgia to win the SEC and being called crazy, unless you pick somebody other than Georgia or Alabama to win the SEC, you're not crazy. If you pick anybody else to win the SEC, you are crazy. Not that it couldn't happen. Of course it could happen. We see weird things happen all the time. But in terms of making a prediction that makes any type of sense at all, if you're not picking Georgia or Alabama to win the SEC, that's the only thing I would consider crazy.
Well, Florida fans hate me, and I mean hate me right now because, dude, I have Florida falling all the way to number 4. I think Kentucky and Missouri are going to be better than Florida. I think that's how. Now, Florida will be back, blah, blah, blah. Dan Mullen, he's a decent coach, but this year, not so much. One more thing before I get off here. Neil Brown, our head coach, he's working on our first top 25 recruiting class since 2009. Do you think in the next, 3 or 4 years, West Virginia could get in position to win the Big 12?
In the next 3 to 4 years?
Yeah, because, we extended him to 26.
Well, I guess anything's possible, and if you look 4 years out, it would take some good recruiting classes and a much better offense. I guess.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the defensive side of the ball is fixed, and maybe if we can just build on the offensive side. Yeah. All right, I just wanted to get your input on that. Appreciate you taking my call, and I'll jump off here and let somebody else get in.
Okay, thank you for the call, sir. Judah Tribe in the comment section proving how little he knows about college football. You really should stick to the NFL and flat earth videos, sir. The BCS hasn't existed since 2013, so asking who we think is going to make the BCS this year is a little bit ridiculous, but not surprising considering the source. Good morning, you're on with Uncle Lou.
Morning, Uncle Lou. How are you doing?
Doing good, sir.
What is going on in your comment section tonight?
I have no idea. That's why I don't pay it that much attention.
I agree with your last caller, actually. I think Missouri might pick it up this year. They got pretty decent at the end of last year. They started getting that offense down.
Who's that now?
Missouri?
Oh, I agree with you. They could be the second best team in the East. No question about it.
Yeah, they're picking up that whole new offense, and I think they started getting it down. They gave it to Alabama a little bit last year, a little bit, obviously. What do you think about these? And it's way too early. We all know that projections are stupid at this point because it's way too early. All you have is spring game. What do you think of some of these projections coming out, these top 25s?
I haven't looked at many of them other than my own.
Well, that's right. I've seen yours. A lot of people have Georgia anywhere 3 to 6.
For the people that have them 6, who are they behind? Who's the other team that's in the top 5 then?
Yeah, it's the your typical, your Alabama, your Clemson. Some people have, of course, Ohio State. Some people, Oklahoma, and then some people have rejected even like. As ridiculous as it may sound, even Iowa State, which I don't blame them for buying Iowa State right now. We have to see consistency, but Iowa State's look good, so I can't blame some people for shooting them up there.
Yeah, I had Iowa State at 6 or 7, but there's no way I would put them in the top 5. Those 5, Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, Oklahoma, and Georgia, to me, are clearly the top 5 teams, and all the arguments take place after that, in my opinion. I don't think a top 5 with anybody else in it other than those 5 teams is even serious.
I don't blame you on those at all. I saw your top 5. I had no problem with any of those teams in there. I was like, it makes sense. I mean, from what you've seen, what you know, no problems. Are you upset about 2 years till the NCAA football game?
Not really. I mean, we've waited so long at this point. 2 years doesn't really seem like that much longer of a time to wait. And I would prefer they took their time and got it right, because what I don't want is just a remasked version of Madden 22. because these Madden games are terrible. I hope it's an entirely different team of people working on this game, and I hope they develop it from the ground up, and they don't just take Madden and put college uniforms on people, because people don't like Madden.
No, I agree. I got Madden 21 last year when it first came out, and I was like, what is with all these glitches? And it took them like 3 or 4 months to fix them. I'm like, do you guys test this stuff?
I mean, I get Madden every year. I'm not one of these people that says, "Oh, I'm not playing this crap." I mean, I get it every year because I like to do the Ultimate Team. And now I want to see that in the college version. I want to see EA Sports go out and sign, Herschel Walker and Tim Tebow and Adrian Peterson and Vince Young and Matt Leinart and Reggie Bush. I want I want Ultimate Team in college football, where I can get past players like you can in the NFL.
What about even at least current college? But yeah, I think you'd have to.
Well, the current players are going to be
like
the current
legendary college players.
Yeah, the current players are going to be.
You'd have to.
Yeah, they're going to be in it.
That would be an amazing idea. Since the whole name, image, and likeness is going through, I don't see why they couldn't now.
Well, they can. They are.
Phenomenal.
That's the whole point. That's why the game is being made, because name, image, and likeness pay for that stuff is legal now. So that's the whole reason why it's being made. But so the current players will definitely be in it. But I want it to be like Madden, where when you're building your Ultimate Team, they have legend players from like in Madden. Like sometimes they have Champ Bailey, or hell, they've had Herschel Walker before in Madden. They'll put a handful of past players in there. I want to see that on the college side.
That would, I'm hoping I see this. I'm not going to put my mind to expectations, but hopefully with the time allotted, I hope that they do something, they blow it out of the water. I mean, I'm hoping that's the hope. I mean, I think for every college fan.
Because they only have one chance. They only have one chance to get this right the first time. Because I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to be the most, this is going to be the most bought video game in history. Period. This thing is going to sell.
I don't doubt
I can't even
that.
imagine how many copies this thing is going to sell in the first week it's out or whatever. And if they screw it up,
online,
it's going to turn a lot of people off.
You go online, you just search NCAA 14. I still have my original copy and it works.
Yeah,
luckily.
me too. Yeah, me too.
People want like up to $700-800 for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I paid $100 for.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
I paid $100 for the copy that I have.
It's ridiculous. So this one's gonna be, if it's amazing, it'll be the best selling ever.
Yeah.
I have it's an NFL question.
All right.
You may not follow it too much. I haven't looked too much. I've heard the negatives. Do you think Tim Tebow, since you mentioned him, will make the Jaguars as tight end?
Yes. I don't think he should.
I think so too. I mean,
I
think it's the connection with him and
Urban Meyer.
Yeah, thank you. God, I just had a freaking total meltdown until there.
Yeah, I think it's a publicity stunt and a gimmick. I don't think he's going to be any good.
Yeah, well, I mean, I hope for Tebow's sake he will. I mean, he's tried baseball, he tried the NFL for his quarterback, so maybe something will stick, at least in some sort of way. He'll be that gadget player, kind of like, Taysom Hill.
Right.
But just a tight end.
Yeah.
And then / quarterback, maybe. Who knows? So, all right. Well, hey, I appreciate your taking my call, and you have a great rest of your morning, and hopefully the rest of your callers are not total,
Yeah. All right, buddy. Thank you for the call.
Good
to hear from you. Yeah, good to hear from you. Ask the comments. Thank you for the PayPal, sir. He says, ask the comment section, Messi or Ronaldo? Okay. Comment section, Messi or Ronaldo? Of course, Ronaldo is the correct answer, but you're free to answer in whichever way you choose. And we're talking. I guess he's talking about right now. Right now, Messi is better, but in his prime, Ronaldo is better. There's no question about it, in my opinion. Ronaldo might be the greatest player of all time. Good morning, y'all, with Uncle Lou.
Hey, Uncle Lou.
What's up?
calling here from Charlotte. Are you and Pigskin Pete doing anything for the September 4th game? You guys doing any kind of special?
We might be going to the game, but what did you what?
Okay,
what are
you
you
guys doing
to?
any kind of joint broadcast? Or?
Oh, we have a joint broadcast every Monday night at 10 o'clock right here on this channel.
Oh, okay, the money,
the lunch money show, yeah.
Lunch money show. Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
okay.
so I'm sure we'll do a lot on that Georgia Clemson game in the couple of weeks leading up to it.
Yeah, you guys ought to think about maybe coming to one of the bars here in Charlotte and having some fans maybe in the background. That'd be kind of cool to have a Georgia Clemson kind of YouTuber talk fest. There's a lot of bars in and around the stadium.
Right.
That you guys can set up.
Yeah.
And last question, any concerns about, as you guys open up the offense, that your guy Zeus kind of gets lost in the fold? He's more of a north-south type guy.
Yeah.
I could see Cook more of the utilized in an open offense versus old Zeus.
Yeah, well, I mean, Cook can't run between the tackles 10 times a game. That's what Zeus is for. Cook wouldn't last half a season running between the tackles, but I mean, I think Zeus is going to get plenty of playing time and plenty of carries. I think Kendall Milton's the best running back on the team, but I think Zeus is going to start and I guess be the. There's really no such thing as starting running back at UGA. I mean, we play 3 or 4 running backs a game, and they all get somewhere between 6 and 12 carries.
Yeah, well, I'll just say this: they usually do when you do come down to Charlotte, they usually, when they do games day, they do it right at the Romare Bearden Park, and maybe if you had your Uncle Lou watches game day somewhere around there, that'd be kind of cool. You and Pigskin Pete.
Yeah, I've thought about doing things like that before, so we'll see if there's something we can get worked out. But hey, thank you for the call. It was good to hear from you. Good morning, you're on with Uncle Lou.
Good morning, Uncle Lou. Great show this morning, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, I was just thinking about this with JT Daniels earlier. Do you see him being maybe a 4,000-yard passer this year and maybe a 1,000-yard rusher, or more like maybe 3,500 yards passing, either 500 or 750 yards rushing?
JT Daniels can't run to his mailbox, sir. I don't know what you're talking about with the rushing yards there. You can forget that right now. He'll be lucky to finish the season with positive yards rushing. I mean, this guy can't run. I don't know what we're talking about here.
Okay,
I can run. I run better than JT Daniels, and my legs don't work. So.
Okay, I was asking because I thought there was a few times last year he had some good games rushing when he had a bad passing game. That's why I was asking.
No, there wasn't. You're making that up.
No, I was asking, but like I said, I didn't get to see many Georgia games last year either, though.
There wasn't any games. There wasn't a single game last year where JT Daniels did great running the ball when he struggled throwing. That never happened.
Okay, that's what I wasn't trying to get you mad. I was just asking. But anyway, as always, thanks.
It's just that didn't happen because he can't run.
Okay. I was just wondering. Anyway, great show as always. Have a good night, sir.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Hogg. Good to hear from you, sir. Thanks. Good luck to your Purdue boiler diddly-doos or whatever they are. Boilermakers. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
What's going on, Lou?
Doing a call-in show.
I heard that, man.
Yeah.
Hey, just to let everybody know, that first caller you had was an asshole, man. That was uncalled for.
Well, there's a lot of assholes around, unfortunately.
Anyway, this is Bama Fanatic from the comments section, man. I just want to call and talk about JT Daniels a little bit. Don't get mad at me this time, man. I know you will get mad at me if I talk about JT Daniels.
I'll try.
But anyway, and this is legit what I'm trying to tell you here. I just, people are real high on him, and I can't understand why at this point, with the games he's played and how last year went down. the whole reason Newman didn't play and Bennett did, and the whole deal, man, was iffy and ish from the start. You know, he was available to play the whole year, man, and Kirby just didn't let him play.
Right.
He wasn't hurt at the beginning of the season. He was done healed up from that.
Yes, I
but
agree.
I think that Kirby knew that he was going to start JT at the Mississippi State game after the other games because of what happened to him at USC his first season. The kid lost he got thrown into the fire and absolutely had no confidence when he was throwing the ball.
Right.
And that's what I think Kirby was trying to avoid last season, and he did a good job at that. But I think at the end it cost him maybe a run at the playoff because Newman left because he knew, regardless of what happened, JT Daniels was going to start the Mississippi State game and forward, and he didn't want to have a controversy on his hands where Newman was playing good and he got benched for JT. Now,
Right.
this is my own personal opinion. And if you look at everything, it explains that whole mess that went on that made no sense.
Right. I don't see really, I guess I don't see what that has to do with you saying you don't understand the hype of JT Daniels or something heading into this year. I mean,
well,
he threw for
I think
300
what's gonna
yards a
happen
game once he started.
Yeah, I understand that. But it was against inferior competition the entire way until he got to Cincinnati. And Georgia could have beat Cincinnati regardless of JT Daniels with just a serviceable quarterback because they was way more talented than Cincinnati.
Cincinnati had a top 10 defense.
Absolutely, I agree.
Cincinnati was the best defense we played all year.
I agree. At the time you played everybody, Cincinnati had a better defense than anybody you played at the time. But this year, JT Daniels, I'm telling you this, if he goes out and starts throwing interceptions, they will have to pull the kid because he will not recover.
Well, Matt Corral threw 6 interceptions in one game last year at Ole Miss, and all I ever hear about is how great he is.
I agree. There's a lot of people like that, but I'm just saying, JT Daniels, I think by the
How many interceptions JT Daniels throw last year?
2, maybe 2. Ain't that right?
Let's look and see.
Through 10 TDs and
wasn't any more
2
than
interceptions.
that.
He threw 2 interceptions and 10 TDs.
Yeah.
But you look at back, he threw 10 interceptions and against 14 TDs the first full season he played when he was thrown in the fire.
Right, as a 17-year-old true freshman. Yeah, as a 17-year-old true freshman.
Absolutely.
Yes. Right.
But he don't have much more experience under his belt now.
Here's the thing. I don't have to look at 2018 Southern Cal. I can look at 2020 Georgia. I don't have to look at what he did in 2018 anymore. I can look at what he did. I don't need to look at what he did 3 years ago. I can look at what he did 6 months ago. So it doesn't concern me.
I agree 100%. But the only thing that I'm worried about him is if he does start throwing interceptions, it's not going to be something that he recovers from because of his past. Personally, I think by the 9th game, the kid is on the bench and one of the other guys is playing.
Come on. When's Bear? Right. And Bear Bryant's grandson is starting against Michigan State in the boiled peanut bowl the day after Christmas.
No, he don't need to be.
Because Bryce Young's getting benched. Bryce Young's getting benched. He can't throw. All he can do is run around. He's Stetson Bennett's height. How tall is Bryce Young? 5'4". That's amazing. Paul Bear Bryant's grandson. Bear Bryant's grandson will be starting after you lose to Ole Miss and Texas A&M in back-to-back weeks.
Hey, that might be, but I don't think Paul Bear Bryant's son will be the starter.
Of course
I think Milroe would be if something like that happened. I mean, I know you're being, facetious about it, but I'm just saying, I'm actually being serious about that. And I know it upsets you and all that, and I ain't trying to get a reaction out of you. I'm just really trying to talk about college football with you I'm not trying to make you mad, I swear.
It doesn't upset me. It's just, JT Daniel threw the ball 120 times last year. He threw 2 interceptions. That's 1 interception every 60 passes. If he does that this year, I'm fine with that. That'll be 6, 7 interceptions, whatever. Everybody always talks about how Fromm didn't turn the ball over. That's great. That's amazing that Fromm didn't turn the ball over. He had 5 or 6 interceptions a year. That's great. But he only had 27 touchdowns. I'd rather have 37 touchdowns and 8 interceptions than 27 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Take some chances. So I haven't seen anything from JT Daniels that worries me.
And the you are right about the running backs though. Milton is the best running back y'all got on the squad. I don't know that he'll get the most carries because of where he is in line, but by far Milton is the most explosive back y'all got in the whole backfield.
Yeah, I really think if there's anybody in that running back room who's going to come close to the long line of really, really good running backs that we've had, I think it's him. Whether it's this year or next year, who knows? Because I do think Zeus is going to play a lot this year. And James Cook can do so many different things. You can't, you have to play him. You have to find ways to get him on the field. You have to find ways to get him the ball. So there's not going to be a whole lot of, there's only one football. So, but I mean, you go back to even when we had Nick Chubb and Sony Michel, that 2017 season, Nick Chubb averaged 12 carries a game. Sony Michel averaged 9.5 carries a game. So we could have, Herschel Walker, and he would only run the ball 12 times a game. I mean, so they're gonna let everybody run the ball. Everybody's gonna have a chance.
I agree. Well, that's all I wanted, man. I just wanted to let you know I wasn't trying to troll you or nothing that the other night or the day was called. But anyway, brother, you had a good show. You got a good show. I had a good show this morning. And the first caller, you're an asshole, man, for saying what you said. Anyway, Lou, good morning, brother.
All right, buddy. Yeah, have a good one. Thank you for the call. I appreciate that. And don't feed the trolls. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, Lou. I just wanted to know real quick what your top 5 receiving cores for the upcoming college football season would be.
I would probably have to look into this some more before I did it, but off the top of my head, Ohio State would be number 1, in my opinion. I'd probably put Oklahoma somewhere in the top 5 just because it doesn't really seem to matter who their wide receivers are. The quarterback's gonna throw for 4,000 yards. Alabama's got a couple of good ones. Now, clearly, I don't think Alabama's receivers are going to be as good as a whole as they were last year, but that doesn't mean they're going to be bad. I mean, they recruited at a ridiculous level, so they may end up being somewhere in the top 5 somewhere. Off the top of my head, I'd probably have to stop there. I'd have to really look into that more to accurately name a top 5, I think.
Yeah, well, I just saw a post online saying that Georgia's wide receiver core, I think this is just a little bit overhyped, but saying Georgia's wide receiver core is like the number 1 in the nation. I think that's just
I disagree with that. I do think now this is the best wide receiver group maybe that Georgia has ever had, but we haven't had a whole lot of great wide receiver groups. I mean, you got to remember Georgia's only had a wide receiver go for 1,000 yards once ever. Yeah. There's teams that have 2,000-yard receivers every single year. Now, we've always been kind of a run-first team, so maybe the stat makes a little bit of sense. But, A.J. Green never had 1,000 yards. You got to go all the way back. I think, who was it? Was it Terrence Edwards, I think, was the only 1,000-yard receiver we ever had? And that was 20 years ago.
I think so.
Georgia's got some talented there's some NFL wide receivers on Georgia's team, and that hasn't always been the case. There's some legitimate NFL wide receiver talent on Georgia's team. But is it top 5 in the nation? I don't know, and I definitely don't think it's number 1, especially we lost our best wide receiver, George Pickens. Now, you put him back in the mix, maybe you make an argument that Georgia's in the top 5 somewhere, but still, for my money, I would put Ohio State at number 1 right now when it comes to wide receivers for this year.
And then, I don't know. I actually haven't looked into that too much. What do you think about Clemson?
Clemson's got some good ones too. A lot depends, I think, on how Justin Ross plays this year. But they've got great wide receivers too. I think you could probably make a case for them in the top 5, although it would be close to 5 probably if they're even in the top 5. 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7, somewhere in there. I don't think they're as good as as Ohio State or anything like that, but they've got some good wide receivers for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for taking my call. And you have a good night.
All right. Yeah. Thank you for the call. It was good to hear from you. Good question there about the wide receivers. I'm higher than I've ever been on Georgia's wide receivers as a whole. But when it comes to Georgia and wide receivers in the passing game in particular, I've been burned so many times. I can't help it. I'm just cautiously optimistic, I guess is a good way to put it. We'll see how it shakes out when the season starts. There's nobody else on hold, so I'm going to turn the phones off. There you go. And I guess that's going to wrap it up. Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Thanks for all the phone calls. Remember, without the phone calls, there can't be a call-in show. So big shout out to everybody that called in today. Mostly good calls. Mostly. And it's easy to pick out the ones that weren't. Low effort on those ones that didn't work out either, which is a shame. Big shout out to those of you who chose to support the show today through the Super Chat or the PayPal. That's what keeps these live shows going, and honestly, it's what keeps food on my plate in the off season. So I really appreciate those of you who did choosing to support the show with the Super Chat. Even you, Judah Tribe, thank you. Lou's official gorilla mask, white gorilla mask, Georgia Forever, Dylan Deloney, Wilkie, and Brian Biak. And then over on the PayPal page, we had Sean D. and Mr. Ellis. I really appreciate y'all supporting the show. That does mean a lot to me. It really does. There's a million ways to spend $1, so the fact that you would choose to spend one here means a lot. So thank you. Big shout out to those of you who kept the comment section entertaining tonight, and everybody that stuck around to the end. Bow Hunting, Traveling Fools, Kicking Nerd, Michael Hogg, Jordan Bowman, Pizza Lady, Huffer Billy Paw, Sean D, Tiger Fanatic. The next 2 prediction videos that come out are going to be Kentucky and Missouri. I'm not sure on the order yet. Probably Missouri. I think it's Missouri first and then Kentucky. And I don't know who's after that yet. I'd have to go and look at the list over on the Patreon page. If you're curious about which teams are coming out, you can go to the Patreon page. The most recent post on there is about the prediction videos, and in the comment section, people are listing the teams that they want me to do the predictions on. You can go check that list out and get an idea of what teams are coming up. There's a link in the description of this video that'll take you to the Patreon page. If you're not already on there, you can get yourself signed up. Mark Richt announced today that he's been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. So, I mean, that's a shame. You don't ever want to hear that. I know I've had a lot to say about Mark Richt over the years. It's all been football related. It's hard to find anybody that doesn't like Mark Richt the person. And even if you don't like somebody as a person, you never wish that on anybody. It's terrible news. I don't know much more information about it than that. I know science and medicine is getting better every single day. And there's unfortunately been a lot of famous people over the years who have been diagnosed with that. Of course, Michael J. Fox, Muhammad Ali. So we'll see. But I wish, obviously, nothing but the best for Coach Richt and his family when it comes to trying to fight this Parkinson's disease. It's just terrible news. You never want to hear that about anybody. He's back in Athens, so I don't know whether he'll be treated there in Atlanta or how all that's going to work. But he's been back living in Athens for a couple of years now, and they'll take good care of him, I'm sure. Austin Bell, thank you for the super chat. The goes to Judah Tribe is homophobic because Mitch Trubisky turned him down when he tried coming out of the closet. Mitch Trubisky. Luckily for Judah Tribe, he finally got him a real quarterback and got rid of Mitch Trubisky. Anyway, I appreciate all of you tuning in tonight. I'll be back at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning for the morning show. We're gonna do the losers bracket finale of the talent show tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. If you guys haven't been watching the talent show on the morning show during the entire month of June, you've really been missing out. We had over 30 people send videos in. They range from really super talented to some of the most ridiculous things you've ever seen, but they're all entertaining. And we have a winner's bracket and a loser's bracket. The ultimate loser will be crowned tomorrow morning. We're down to 5 losing videos. One of those 5 will vote tomorrow on the worst video, and the loser wins something. Even the ultimate loser wins something on YouTube's Got Talent. And then on Monday, we'll be crowning the champion of YouTube's Got Talent. There's 3 left on that: Bigfoot, Bartley's, and Flashlight PP. Yeah, you don't want to miss it. All right, I love you guys. Can't wait to do it again. Until next time, have a good morning. Oh, somebody requested a song at the beginning of the show, but I already had the songs picked out to play. So I'll play it now to close the show out. There you go. Enjoy.
Oh, wow.